both of the players that generate their ults the fastest, Glister and Violet, were the first initial picks.
Okay.
That is a great punish. Managing to find the pick onto Gaga. Violet was only just back in the fight with them too.
The Shock's still in this one. FD got this entire time been healing them. They're almost equal in terms of the support. Ultimus, Jinmu answers back. That's going to be Violet and Choi going down. Trying to survive this one. Has built up the barrage, but that's going to be the early capture as well. A lot of damage onto Super, pushed away from them. Just need to try and at least zone him out. That's going to be now. Look at that, the sound barrier committed. FD got with the beat dropped. He wants to try and commit into this fight. Lovely management there from Choi Hyobin. Knew exactly the barrage was coming and was saving the defense matrix exactly for it. And Nero. That's a Death Blossom. 2 kills for him with Nisha and Late Young out of the picture. And Leave gone as well. One of the players that they really rely on the most to try and get the most done.
What a crucial difference in terms of how those teams played around the off-tanks. Jinmu went
the sky like he wants to try and do it. It's going to be the neutral hack though. They're just pushing forwards. The EMP push back, boot back. Nobody's been caught by it. In fact, the mines, look at this.
Violet died in Coalescence. He couldn't use his fade and died to the minefield.
Again, both supports have been finished. Leave the pause bomb on top of it. Might not have even been necessary at the end of the day. They've already got enough picks going their way. The Shock, they're going to be falling in this fight. They don't gain anything from it. They're just going to try and at least stagger this out, stall it, so they get that extra percentage. It's going to end on around 70%.
Neros can find value, but they need to demech Late Young first.
Pushing forwards. They have control of the point now, can start to play it, but they are taking so much damage while all this is going on. Late Young just playing very passively, rolling around. Gaga just trying to stall this one out. It gets taken out the entire time. I'm not sure why he was trying to contest it in that fashion, but listen, that's Chengdu. You never question it. Just do as Chengdu does, and now the overtime burning. There we go. Now we see the nano barrage. Jinmu did not get anything from it. In fact, the coalescence off to the side. He's hunting for it, but they don't get the kills. It's a flip of the point. 99% now for the Chengdu Hunters. They need a disengage here so they can cleanly enter the next fight.
They've just been putting pressure on Gaga, on Late Young, trying to burn them down as they contest the objective. The Shock should be in a position here to get the win.
Neutral hack has the EMP as well, and if he wanted to follow this one up, Gaga goes down. That's the overtime going now with the sound barrier. On top of it, the EMP, it connects onto Leave. Can I get any value out of it? Yes, Leave is going to go down. Round number 1 looks like it's in the books there. The San Francisco Shock answering back when it was looking very messy.
As soon as one person gets attacked, there's a hack onto Nisha as well. Glister is doing a great job of hacking Gaga, hacking Late Young, and now that Jinmu has to play indoors, he's at closer range, and the Pharah and the Mercy are both viable hack targets too.
Leave has a ton of cooldowns. He has to use the recall though. Gonna blink out of the fight. They push him away for but a moment. The fight continues now. Nano boost. That's on Jinmu. He needs to try and get something done. He doesn't actually have the barrage. He hasn't built it up. He's not doing any damage. They've moved into the back line, and that's a support taken out. Jinmu, though, right back in it. He is going to be rewarded. He gets the kills for his team. And a Shock steadily losing a bit of fuel in this one as well. They don't really quite have the healing when Violet gets taken out in that fashion to take this prolonged fight. Still, they want to buy as much time as possible. They're still in control of the point. Keeping this ticked up is essential for them. The EMP. Nano boost available, almost ready. 97%.
Jinmu.
He's getting slightly mistimed. Leave with a pulse bomb. He could change things around. Choi just tracking him. What a heads-up play. Currently having a phenomenal impact across the board, but he is going to get removed, but the self-destruct takes him away from the grave anyway. Now the coalescence in play. The heals are there. Violet just beaming them all down. It's overtime. Chengdu needs something, otherwise this is the map.
It's 99%.
Leaves
Super
down.
with a pick on Leave. That's a star player sent back to spawn. He's not going to be available for them to come out with these miracle plays. And it looks like Chengdu are just getting obliterated right now. They have no answers. Having said that, FD God's fallen and Violet is weak. If there was ever an opportunity, it would have. They get up top. And now you need to find a target. Leave is a potential target. Farway is as well. But Farway is so well defended here. What a hack!
The hack onto Nisha right now. I mean, Farway and Late Young, they were clearing the angles thinking Glister was somewhere else. And in that moment, when they were distracted the entire time. Shooting at nothing. Still, FD God will fall. The Chengdu Hunters have bodies. They can potentially turn this one around, but the Shock have kind of flipped around the positioning. They have the point right now. And Violet, I mean, he's coming dangerously close to this coalescence right now. He instantly uses it. He realizes the team is falling so low. He wants to try and get value out of it, healing them all up. And look at the damage it's doing as well. Cascading one after the other. The picks go to the Shock here. Chengdu Hunters left scratching their heads.
As soon as Nisha died, that was...
2 ultimates at once. The Shock, though, they back away. They realize they're way too low to be taking this fight. It's a disengage from them. They just want to heal up and retake it again.
Shocker getting up to some good ultimates here, though. Glista has been excellent in terms of his...
Cutting them off? What's Leon doing?
Target priority.
Hacked up!
What is going on here? Gaga has used his supercharger as well.
What?
They wanted to take an aggressive engagement, I suppose,
Oh,
before Glista
boy.
could get in position. There's an attempt at an EMP bomb. Doesn't quite work, though, and Violet pays for it with his life. This is one that the Shock will want back.
Yeah, it has got very messy for them. The Chengdu Hunters, over by sheer chance. Right up close, Jinmu now with a nano boost into the backline. Hacked up, though, onto the ground. That's going to be the sound barrier. FD God tries to make it work with Nisha falling. I mean, he didn't get the barrage off. The nano boost didn't get too much either. Jinmu now 100 HP, being battered back. The Chengdu Hunters are going to try and win this one out, but Jinmu ends up taking himself out in the process. The Shock, they get in for free, and of course they're going to capitalize off that, jumping in straight away. Gaga has to get something more. With FD God down, the Primal Rage committed. They want to try and force the positioning a little bit extra. It's a good bash. Violet doesn't get his coalescence off, and now they're going to be scrambling a little bit here. The Shock are still healthy in this fight, remember, and Jinmu, not the Jinmu rat pick. It comes in clutch, but not quite. Super brings him down anyway. The bubble to split the point across, and Troy, well, he's back in the mech as well. Chengdu are definitely getting the players back online though, and with that Bionade leave, oh my word, it opens it up.
Leave had about 8% ult charge. He was doing no damage for the first 10 seconds of coming out.
Has gone down early. Nero, quick teleport to the other side of the point. He's going to break a couple of ankles in the process, and now with a coalescence into the Death Blossom, it does get stunned up. The damage though, it's far too much. How do you overcome this if you're the Chengdu Hunters with the coalescence ripping through you? The bomb is going to be dodged there to fade. Violet just needs to play the positioning correctly. Gaga will get one before dying.
Glista's going crazy, man. He's killed 3 of them already. They've got that second tick.
EMP coming up as well. The Primal Rage pushes them back. That's the Shock with a minute 17. Really close now, just about 10% away, but look at Glista. Almost built up this EMP. And a boost online. Here's the EMP. It's an aggressive play by the Shock. They're not even going to let them catch their breath, but the ultimates are committed anyway. Nano boost on to leave. He's hacked up into the corner. He gets nothing done with it.
That is a huge mistake from far away. A major, major error. It's a nice Bionade towards the end, but there's just no follow-up, even potential there. San Francisco are rolling this fight.
Yeah, they might have the coordination to try and take something out,
Lister's got to get away.
Leave is...
Violet hacked.
Oh my goodness, he's dominating. He's got a duplicate off on top of this one. The Shock, they're committing the coalescence as they're coming back into this one. They absolutely want to fight this. But Leave, I mean, he's got the self-destruct sent straight up onto the corner. It's already 2 ticks gained. The Shock, they have to contest this. Now the remake kill onto Nero. The EMP, the bomb, everything, but it's pushed them in close quarters once more. Glista, he's deep within, but is he going to be able to get out alive? No is the answer. The Chengdu Hunters, it's so scrappy, but this is where they thrive.
Leave being able to get that kill on Nero takes away all of the damage that Shock would have had in that scenario. I don't disagree with the ultimate investment. It's just that they didn't have Nero's...
Now the Chengdu Hunters have got a lot of space. The rally armor from Nisha as well, leading the charge, starting to play this point up. EMP online as well. That's a neutral hack. Super has to back off around this corner. He's taking a little bit too much damage for them, and the mine scattered across. This is Chengdu walking away with it.
How do you block this? They're just going to EMP you if you try and contest.
It's perfect. The Chengdu Hunters, they save the ultimates exactly when they need them. And they're going to get that capture.
That's it.
Rolls through them, power drive into the back. He did catch it onto FD God, but they're just trying to survive now. The Shock are so low. Violet, very, very weak. The bubble to try and drop them down. Super is going to get killed here. Yep, taken out.
What an adjustment. Really nice play from Chengdu. They came up with this counter strat on the fly. The Bionade as well. Catches onto Choven.
Oh, he dies though. Pushing deep into that to try and get that angle with the Bionade. They've overextended, Josh.
Yeah, and they've been punished for it. Nero coming out with so much value. This is where the Shock can look scary too.
Recontest.
They're going to recontest. They don't really have the ults yet.
Push back. It's a hack onto Gaga. Jinmu goes down. The coalescence is going to get used. Not going to have that for checkpoint B now. Chengdu Hunters are thinking, okay, well,
that's not too bad, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, expending that ultimate, they're not going to have it now for this next push. Good peel coming out from Choi, but it's going to be now the duplicate being used. They're putting so much pressure on Violet. They want to take him out. It's a hack that comes through. Glista, he's built it up. Now the Death Blossom, stunned up though. Nisha available, ready and waiting. It's overtime. They're pushing forwards with the ultimates with the Soundbar on top of it. FD God just trying to keep his team in it. And Nero, he split the attention back, but he's in the backlines alone. With Leave and the Nano Boost, he's unstoppable. Popping off the shots, the coalescence, the Shock are desperate to stay in this one. He will go down, but it's the Chengdu Hunters with the bodies. The respawns coming in. They've got everything that they could need to try and win this one out now. It needs a miracle from them, and the Shock just don't have anything else to answer.
So in the end, the shock
It's there from the shock. They can't really push forwards with it, and it's going to be some progress gain now. A hack though onto Gaga. He can't roll forwards. He's so low, and Nero will take him out.
This is part of the problem. As Chengdu move forwards, their players become vulnerable. They
Good
get
hack.
positions. That hack is phenomenal, though.
That's amazing.
That's so good.
And look at that. The Bionade comes in anyway. Still the shock. They want to try and stop this one with Leave moving over now with the duplicate form. He's built up that Death Blossom instantly. And yes, a lot of it gets ate up, but not before Nero's taken out. A core component of the shock's composition when it comes to them dealing damage. It's going to be missing.
FD got caught by that EMP.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to use the sound barrier in response. Okay, Chengdu, they're going to be able to take point A. And for the shock, they've got some nice ults here. Glister is just being able to farm from an off angle this whole time, so he's close to his own EMP. They're just going to continue staggering this out for a little longer. All right, why not? FD got it.
Hacked up as well. Would have been brutal if he was caught there. Happy to give him space.
Yeah, Chengdu are just walking in.
EMP though, that's going to be a connection onto at least 3 targets, but Nisha with the rally, it did get off, but still Nero in the back. That's 3 players down, and the ultimate's committed. Both rally and nano boost taken away.
Where was Late Young in the midst of all of this?
He has to use his coalescence now, and he will do so. Just trying to beam them down. The shock though fully hacked up. Violet cancelled out of the coalescence. It's do or die now. The Chengdu Hunters, a final opportunity. They've never had a better situation right now to be taking this one, but now Glister comes back in anyway. The EMP does connect. Is there enough damage though to get this kill that they're looking for? Yes, Jinmu falls.
Leave has to back off. 50% of the way
8
there.
seconds.
Nano is almost online, but Gaga and Late Young have got to touch it. Looks like Gaga's going for it. He will activate OT, but he gets hacked as a response.
Yep, does get the Mega Health back, and Nanoboost in the back. Leave has to try and clutch this one. He does have the resources poured into him. Can he do it once more? The shots are true, but he's hacked up, he's on the ground, and now susceptible. They're putting everything into him, both teams. The damage and the healing to try and keep him alive. Violet dodging, juking, stepping sideways every single direction, but he's eventually removed. And Violet this entire time, he's built up the next coalescence. The healing comes through, and the shock, they're just not going to be falling in the middle of all of this. It's going to take a miracle. Late Young comes through, the mines also dropped across the point. They need something more, but now the Death Blossom, it eats it up. Nero goes down, and the sound barrier, it is late. FD doesn't catch it onto him. With Nero down and now the EMP, do the Chengdu Hunters have the damage they need?
Bionade onto Super, actually.
It's massive.
So the main tank falls. Glister 1% away from his EMP. Now just got it up. The shock.
Another
they're coming
EMP.
back, and Leave dies.
Glister's gone though as well. This could be still so even. With Gaga hacked up, he's going to be taken out. The shock, they're getting the spawners back. Late Young, just one individual. He'll take the nano boost just to try and survive a bit longer, but the picks are going all the way at the San Francisco shock. Right here in the final moments, not a single tick gained. That one tick that they needed to take away the map, and it's going to go to a draw.
Push Leave away.
Dragon strike into the hold. It's good timing on it. Violet's forced to use that immortality field, but Glister's been taken out. The DPS are just really taking over. Both Leave and Jinmu putting up some amazing performances, and look at that peel. Jinmu still not taken out, but now finally oversteps himself just by a tad, and Glister will take him out in the end.
Gaga got trapped as well inside the statue, essentially. A Violet's been picked though. That's most of the healing gone for the shock.
I mean, this is very big. Leave ended up committing the duplicate, but onto a squishier target. Wasn't quite sure what he ended up assuming the form of, but Gaga just playing close to the wall. He knows they have to push out if they want to try and take him out. And Supercharger's dropped on either side, just trying to keep the shocks up here. Chengdu Hunters have still got theirs alive, and that is going to be the damage overlaid on top. Self-destruct right over the corner. Leave with 2. Just dodging out of the way of it. Nisha somehow goes down to that. On top of this, an opportunity maybe for them to come back into it. Leave taking a lot of damage. Super back into the fight as well. The beam doesn't do too much, but they are taking the picks. With Nero down, Shock are going to find it hard to come back into this as a committal of ultimates. The Dragon Strike comes through, but Chengdu, they just survive. They sidestep it. Dragon Strike off to the back. That's Choi eating that up right through the wall.
Excellent play there from Choyobin. All of this space generated off the back of Glister's ultimate. Violet finds a pick on Late Young as well. Another one onto Leave. Farway falls, hits the deck, and the shock have bullied their way in through the choke point. Mostly off the back of Glister.
Bombs off. Still wants to build up the duplicate. Now they've got it. Leave holding on to it for now. With Late Young getting demeched, it's not ideal, and Farway gets taken out on top of that. Losing 2 players in rapid succession. They're going to try and clutch it out, though. The beam is used. Dragon Strike to push them through, and now the duplicate on top of things. Everything being committed to this, but there's an Amp Matrix in the way. Still, Leave is tanky. It's a res on Violet, though, a space is created from that self-destruct, and a Shocker looking to try and push this one further forwards. The shield blocks that one as well. Leave sent that through. There will not be a remech kill, not on site just yet. Nero, okay, back into the mech on top of it. We'll just be out of this duplicate form momentarily here. The Chengdu Hunters are still looking to try and fight this one, but yeah, not anymore. They're going to be backing off. He's moving forwards. This Matrix dropped down. It's a good position for it. It's going to be pushing Chengdu away out of these angles, and look at that arrow. It spotted it. Dragon Strike off to the side. It's not going to get too much done with it. Still looking for it. Glister hits the headshot onto Leave. They denied a res as well. It's a brutal scenario. The shots coming through. Nisha, just for some reason, gliding right into Glister, and now the support comes in. They just roll it in.
The Hunters look flustered. What on earth is going on?
Doing so. Chengdu on the attacking side. It's not over yet. This map could still be taken for them. It's a good engagement. That's so much damage onto Super. He's really quite weak. Has to pop the Fortify. Leave takes down Glister. Now Jinmu is right in there. No one is really keeping track of him. The shots are ringing out. The rockets definitely finding their marks. Jinmu just really causing a lot of damage, a lot of destruction. Following up on the rest of his team's engagement.
A really nice push. I really, it's the forces out the early res. Shocker gonna try and come back into this, but Super, he's the one with the clutch. Ooh. He's the one with the clutch ultimate here, and he's also got the responsibility of touching the objective. Can this Supercharger go down in a safe position?
He's trying to clutch it up, but look at this, the barrage from very high up. Super's taken out. The Matrix, it's good to zone them out, but already the DPS of the Chengdu Hunters. Hey, wow, I mean, they've just come here not only to play, but to win.
So the Shocker send back, and they're heading towards some decent ultimates too. Dragon Strike is always good at forcing positioning. They're going to be close to a Flux and a Barrage too. Those are game-winning fights. As long as they can kite this Supercharger. Well, they're not going to kite it, they're just going to continue pushing it. That seems bold.
Oh my goodness, they're going to need a couple more of those, Leave. With Jinmu and Karga down, the res comes up onto Glister. They need some shots coming out from him right here, right now, otherwise this team fight. All locked up around the corner. This Supercharger, you can see Jinmu just trying to get the angle on it. Eventually does, but it's already bought enough time and space. Now all Jinmu is thinking about is this barrage straight from the high ground.
Good Bionade as well.
Able to get anything else with this one. The Shocker are incredibly weak. The Chengdu Hunters, this could be it. Post bomb, drop down, does not get the pick they were looking for, but it has forced the positioning. Still alive for now, but no more healing really available. FDGO's trying his best to survive. It's going to be Leave just cleaning up the rest of it now. Should be the capture. Checkpoint B. Chengdu with a bit of time in the bank to work with now to try and set something comparable, but, well, not going to be possible.
And Mitch casting the Jinmu, I think he was playing Hangzhou or something, and Matt was bigging him up, and then suddenly he goes over to the Genji.
Okay.
He does have the nano to be able to work around, but
no blades.
Leave on the long-range hit scan. They destroy Super then.
I mean, that's really good. Super's taken out. Nero still on the Torbjorn. That's going to be the self-destruct coming through. The nano, the dry nano applied to Jinmu, just to get him to try and build up this ultimate. It is working. The burst damage is there. Damage, the power drive connects. FDGO could not block it in time. It's going to be the immortality field, but they're locked up. Those mines just dropping him up, catching him in this position. Nero is in trouble. What a Bionade, and Gaga, of course, just goes straight onto him, locks onto the target, takes him out. The Chengdu Hunters, they've just got complete positioning. They circled around them. Self-destruct to push them away. Somehow Gaga ends up going down in this one. The tanks are still alive. This could get dicey for them. Now we see this blade. Jinmu needs to get something else from this with the Supercharger. It could be enough, but there's no more kills to be had. Still wants this one on Super, but the tanks are still present with the Matrix. The healing is too much. They can't overcome it.
And now that Jinmu's used the blade.
In fact, he's going to do it right away. It's actually completely blocked the angle. Jinmu wanted to play pressure into it. It's such an intelligent ultimate.
Yeah, he's so good at these. It denies the flank angle and it stops the approach. But here goes the not the EMP, sorry, the nano.
Yeah, the nano comes through to halt the pull him back. Jinmu is getting the healing, but right into the rally. FDGO, he's got the sustain, he's got the durability. They can't do anything, and they take him out. It's a D-Mech as well. Not going to have Late Young for this fight. It's a res on to Jinmu. The EMP will connect. It collides right into the Chengdu Hunters. One last attempt for them. Can Leave do it again? They're so weak. They are cleaning up. The overtime push happens. Bob in the back. It split the attention. And the San Francisco Shock, they've got no one left.
I mean, that was a phenomenal...
On the floor as well. Has to be careful though, because look at this. You can see Leave up in the sky. He has the pocket, trying to contest it. Nisha ends up getting taken out. Did not have the flight.
Wonderful play. They halted Nisha, then they pressured him with Shoyobin, and Nero went to finish it off.
And
that's
now,
the entire team getting set up for that first hit.
It's starting to crumble. We need to see something big from Chengdu. They have to try and contest up this point. Only a single tick stands between them and a loss. You see now, Leave tries his hardest, flying right into the fray of the enemy, but it will not be enough. It was a core reason for their victory last time around. He is going to get shut down here. That's Gaga moving into the back line, and Nero follows up on top of it. A nice sleep. We'll fade away there, and the res will come through, so Anne's back in the action, but that is going to be pulling them back. Gaga falls. And still alive as well. It's hard to get the line of sight angles, honestly, from this position that he's playing at. Especially, look at this. They're putting him under constant pressure. He needs the heals right now. It will get them. Leung ends up falling as well, and unconventional positioning as well. What a headshot! You've got to be kidding me! Hans comes through the quick 1-2. Not only does he set up the kill down to Nisha, just a little flick around the corner. Jinmu doesn't even know what hit him.
He's probably the most talented Widowmaker that we have in the league. Here's Nero with a nano boost cleaning things up as well. It all looks too easy.
Still popping off. A battle of two juggernaut players for both of these teams. Leave currently seems like he has been getting the better hand of it. With Smurf falling, that's not too bad as well.
And this is the portion of the map where Chengdu's composition looks a lot better than the Shocks. It's very difficult to get good value from Orisa comps here, because you're just giving the high ground to your opponent.
Jinmu's sleeping.
Yeah, Jinmu's been slept. Is there any possibility for a punish?
Oh, I mean the power drive. I mean, Anne's Bionade into that one, a damage boost on top of it.
Flat.
It's perfectly timed, yeah. He just could not survive that.
Gaga needs to be careful back here, though. If he ends up getting slept, nope, there, he dodges it. Now he can get out for free.
Shock over the course of the series, but it's mainly been off the back of Glister playing the Sombra. Now we see Nero. He's got an nano boost of his own. Let's see if he can do the damage. The EMP, it connects. He's just going to be stranded on the ground and taken out initially. Gaga was also slept up, but Bionade will remove him, but Jinmu, well, it's going to be a nice little teammate down to Troy Hoban into the stagger kill, most likely.
I'm out of here.
Yep, there we go. And Leave actually uses duplicate, takes the Ash. They want to commit really heavily into this fight.
I mean, he's done a lot of damage there. Violet ends up just getting taken out. This is getting real scrappy for them. Ultimates, of course, Leave's just going to be popping that one off.
I'm amazed at the
Smurf. They are not dealing with Leave in really any sort of manner, but eventually that hold pulls him back.
That's a fantastic play.
Might still be available, and they do get Leave right back into the action. There was no denial to be had from this one.
Twilight has nano, though. If he can put that onto Nero, that should give them the advantage in the Echo head-to-head. But Leave just continues to do work. He refuses to get knocked out of this tournament. He's the 2021 MVP. He's not going home like this.
This is a star-level performance, an MVP-level performance from him. They needed it. You can see the Shock struggling to find answers.
Really skilled player, but if he's not given the room to breathe, there's nothing he can do.
Whip shot almost connects there. Jinmu pushed back into the EMP, into the bomb. It glides right off the slope. Lei Young connects two with that one. Shock. I mean, Nero's committing the duplicate into this one, into a losable. I mean, the fight is already lost at this point.
It really is. That's a questionable decision from Nero. But there's only a minute left. They're going for anything. They're going for desperation. He's just staggered everything on Smurf here.
Yeah, Smurf's going to be the recipient of it, straight up to the high ground. He needs something a little bit more. He gets the damage off on Tanisha, but healed right back up again. Leave, though, taken out. Hacked. The Bionade, everything to stop that one coming through. And the Nano Boost really didn't do too much from them when they expended that one. Off into the corner, the Chengdu Hunters have been pushed, but with Smurf falling, this could be it. They don't touch.
They can't block it. The EMP is good, but there's just no follow-up available. And even if there was, the Shock are getting forward spawns. They got the checkpoint. That is a bit of a fumble from
the
Chengdu
Hunters. I mean, a winnable scenario.
I'm in a comfortable position.
Now see overtime. Leave has the duplicate in hand. He's straight in there, right behind them. He's hoping for a kill. The Bionade is massive. Far away sets it up. The slam dunk from the rest of the team, and Leave, I mean, he's just supplementary damage at the end. He's going to get that duplicate off. Of course, it's going to be just cleaning up a lot of these kills with the South Destructor comes through, but the Shock are going to be stopped short of that third and final.
Yeah, the Shock have not even been able to generate Nano Boost charge. Twilight's only at 70%. They're just going to have to go for a dry fight here without any ults on board. Nisha was bionaded, though, and hacked.
Ooh,
so much pressure
so
on the
low.
break.
Yeah, but not enough for the kill. In fact, Falway just pushing forwards. I'm not sure how he even gets out of that scenario, but as they try and punish them, the Shock just get obliterated.
Falway's going crazy, man. It was Smurf that was trying to follow up on all of that damage at the Bionade. He had a massive ultimate advantage. Sure, the Shock have high ground control, but Chengdu, the payload is still moving.
Still moving. Violet's swinging away as well. He was hacked up, couldn't get that shield bash. That's Jinmu down and out though. Presumably that's a neutral hack as well that Nero got on as well. You don't actually see it in the...
Yeah, could have just removed his translocator.
That's true, it's always an option.
Okay, now the high ground control ends up being converted into a ton of picks. Answer Twilight finding kills. The map here, Chengdu are so far behind them.
And that's a great pick. Ons falls in the end, a lack of damage for them. The EMP, but look at Farway. The positioning was fantastic right round the corner. Comes back in, the Transcendence to heal the rest of the team. Leaf comes back in, Choi still finding two though, but he's going to be demeched in the end. The mines to clear across the point. The bubble will break a bunch of them. Choi still alive, receives the armor pack, but eventually taken out. This is going to be the push in here for the Chengdu Hunters, but ult's committed.
No
Rally
way.
from Violet. They want to go into this one, but they're going to need to come out with something massive. The damage is definitely being done. Leaf popping off. He's already got two, but Nero is back in action.
Not a chance that the shot...
Okay. Around the side there. Actually, the Venomine doing a bit of work. How does Smurf go down there? The Discord Orb latched onto him. Jinmu was just trying to escape away from Ants chasing him.
He was just weak.
He gets rewarded from the kill.
And delivered a snack.
And now look at that. The coordination power drive into the micro missiles. Late Young takes him out. We get two on top of it. The Chengdu Hunters, a minute left, but they are winning this team fight out. Great positioning, honestly, from the Chengdu Hunters, all from the entirety of Checkpoint B there. They had a lot of time, of course. Remember, they had 5 minutes. A bit more, though. And currently, Smurf just being battered. Only 100 health to his name. Is going to get healed up, and they did overextend ever so slightly, but not before bringing him down. It's a trade out. They need to get a bit more, though. Late Young falls, Bob into the side. Leave might be able to clutch this, but no, hacked up. Taken out of the fight once more. Still no one dealing with Farway. He's pumping in the damage. He's from this long sight line. Now the damage comes through though, and Choi is going to take care of him. 40 seconds. They're coming in with the spawners. Surely the Chengdu Hunters, they're definitely getting the picks. Nisha, where is this fight occurring? How does Twilight die in this fashion? The damage is coming through. The Chengdu Hunters moments away.
That bomb comes in, seals the deal over the top. 24 seconds on the clock, and it's...
That is a great rocket. Violet gets his fate forced out early, and Jinmu, okay. What a start for them. The one target they needed still leave, boop to the side and take it out. It's not over just yet. With Nisha falling on top of it, it is going to be the 2 for 2 to hack onto Gaga. Gaga in trouble, taken out in the end. A flip of the point here for the Shock, I have no idea. A lack of healing as Violet goes down early. The Chengdu Hunters had everything that they needed possibly to win that team fight, surely.
Yeah,
quite enough to get the pick. They were looking for Jinmu. The Rockets definitely find them off one after the other. Now the EMP right up into the skies. It's going to be locking a few of them down. Now we see the nano boost onto Jinmu. Leave also with the pulse bomb. That is great. Coalescence. Support ults committed. The Shock absolutely investing into this fight, but with only 4 up, it doesn't look likely that they're to win it.
Strange investment of ultimates, but a great turnaround from the Chengdu Hunters.
Onto Leighton, just playing back in. What a boob FD god! That is disgusting! He knew the boosters were up, he knew that Leighton was returning, and he gets a freebie. The mines to return, the Chengdu Hunters are pulling out everything at their disposal to try and stop this one. And thankfully, Leave still alive and active. What a stick! The fadeaway on top of it. League just coming out with the goods. They had to. Anyone going to be able to touch this? Yes, Choi just about gets on top of it. Bit of Chengdu Hunters. Ultimates for days. Leaves popping off. How the hell did the Shock make their way back into this one? It's overtime now, and taking this round would be massive for them. Glister, the EMP comes through, but Violet, he's already down. Gaga pooped into the pit. Now we see the sound barrier committed. FTGO wants to keep the team alive, and they've got the damage done, but enough. Surely they've done enough to try and flip this one over. The Chengdu Hunters DPS, they're still alive in this. And now we see the committal, a nano boost. Jinmu down onto the ground, Leave as well. They're comboing this up. Everything's being followed up on.
That is a glorious play towards the end there from Jinmu. Perfection, as he just rains damage down from above. God. And the Shock have no answers. Jinmu is the closer, but Leave created all of those opportunities. How do you play against a guy like Objective?
Nisha off into the skies there, taking a ton of damage, but healed up. Choi, solo, big Bionade, just trying to dodge and juke. 3 health. No way does he survive this. He gets out of the mech. And with Violet down as well, these rockets that Jinmu is just planting into the objective. Just finding everything.
The Bionades have been excellent. There's huge value every time from far away. And they are focusing Violet really consistently. They forced the fade out early, usually with Jinmu. Probably not a mistake.
Lester's finding it hard to get these hacks off now.
Violet bionated again.
Yep. Has to back off around the corner. The tanks of the Chengdu Hunters are low, but look at this. What a stick again!
And he has no fade because it was forced out early by the bionade and the pressure. The Hunters are doing such an excellent job of putting pressure onto Violet.
This is crazy.
What was that rocket?
The DPS are just finding so much. Jinmu, cheeky little mid-L, including Violet. Coalescence is popped out of fear. I mean, he fades away. He was so low. He probably felt like if they lose this, they lose the map. But
Nisha traded for the Sombra as well. The Hunters are just scrappy, chaotic, fighting this and dragging the fight out forever.
They're pulling the shock into making mistakes of their own. Self-destruct again, Super sleeping on top of it. It's the second time we've seen this one. He's taken out of the action again. Now Leave tracking around the world. Just firing shot after shot. The pulse bomb will miss and Nero eventually shuts him down, but space has been created for the res. Gaga hacked up, pushed away to the side. It's chaos incarnate that we're witnessing.
Is it worth it though? That's the big question. And with the benefit of hindsight, I think we can see that the Hunters have not set themselves up a job of getting value out of Nero's Death Blossoms. What a boop from Late Young. Denies the dive from Super.
Does deny it. Over to drop this one. Jinmu just drops in. FD got taken out. So close to the beat. Not going to have it for this one. Overtime still burning. Chengdu, you got to touch the point. They do just about get onto this one. And they're winning the team fight on top of it. Every kill going their way. The Chengdu Hunters, 7% stands between them taking this map. Reverse sweep looking so likely. If they win this one out, no one going to be able to touch it. And Gogan can help a little bit with his own shield, but it's going to be hard. The Shock have to like pick and choose, honestly, their times to initiate in. So much damage already. Teleport up to the high ground. They're looking to try and catch onto Far Wave, but look at that rock. Super taken out. And of course the collapse comes in anyway. Jinmu with all of that damage just pumping into them. The Shock going to be stopped short.
If you're the Shock and you're approaching that team fight, who do you isolate? See him making that rotation right now.
Dragon comes through, splits them across the side, and it has split them. Choi was really, I mean, he had nowhere to stand. Leaf does go down, but can they deny the res? That's the important factor. Trouble is that high ground position. It matters not. When the space is created, the Shock will capitalize. They push now across. Leave, though, back in the fight. And Matrix drop down and leave. Oh, he's going to make you regret that one. Leiyan just dropping down the gravitic flux. And the Shock, it was looking okay for them. With Jinmu falling, Super still alive. This could be turnable.
It definitely still could be winnable here. Super and Choyobin are getting up their ultimates. Leaf's trying to push, but they have a supercharger for this repush.
And Matrix is going to be used in response. They are taking a lot of damage from it, though. Spam from long range, gravitic flux pulls them up into the air. Late Young taken out instantly. In fact, Jinmu will also follow suit. Left out in the open. Gaga really just trying to stop this in his tracks, but again, when you lose the tanks, you lose that kind of control and presence, and what was looking very shaky.
On the high ground, Choyobin is able to gravitic flux onto the high ground himself.
What a shot!
There's another one, another Nero onto Leaf.
What a shot! Nero is popping off right now. They don't deny the res, but they don't have to. If Nero's just going to kill the rest of the team, they're happy to leave live for now. It doesn't look like Nero is absolutely
having a fantastic postseason. He really has. His Torbjorn, his May's been looking great. The Reaper. Jinmu makes the move over to the Genji, finds the first pick.
Backline's gone. And Leaf goes down on top of it. The damage boost, everything. It's hard to even overcome this.
Nero's so good, man. He's getting that constant pocketing from FD God. And the two of them.
Oh, they've just steamrolled it.
They have. They've dominated.
These swaps by the Chengdu Hunters over the top now, though. Power Driver into the Dragon Strike is very good. It's going to split them apart. Violet in so much trouble here. Into the back line. Look at that damage that's being done, and with the immortality forced out, Leave will take matters into his own hand. Won't stop the Shock, though. They commit the ultimates off. They don't disrupt that res. It does come through, but it's only going to stagger up Violet.
Only one ult invested there, though. I mean, Gallista's possible, I'm sure, but only one major ultimate that you can build a game plan around. And the Shock is still going to be as safer places to be able to play around compared to Jinmu. Oh, and Gaga is eviscerated.
It's an instant return of Jinmu. But Nero again, I mean, Leave is in and around, does not have the recoil for this next fight. They get the reses off on either side. Dragon Strike cuts across into the corner. Are they even going to expect this one? Right into the fray, and Leave's taken out. The damage boost on top of it. This time high ground is going to be gained.
Choyobin has gravitic flux. He can pluck somebody up in the air and see if Nero can finish them off.
Hunting for it.
There's
I mean, he
Farway.
misses the shots though. Farway is getting healing all the time. The entire time the pocket comes through. Choi.
They needed
a rare
more
whiff.
resistance. Yeah, well, it's not just Choi, it's also the follow-up was just simply not there from Nero or Glista.
20 seconds left now though, Josh, and it looks like the Chengdu Hunters have got a complete lock on this choke point.
Yeah, Shocker barely going to be able to come back off the respawn.
He's coming alive.
The question simply becomes at this point, was it too little too late? Sure, Leave and Jinmu have heated up towards the end here and they're getting pick after pick, but the space that the Shock were able to get, that's still a good push.
It is a good push. The Shock not reaching, but look at this, Chengdu just back off into the corner. They get frozen up. It's a very brawly comp from them. And the double hit scan on top of this one. Those shots popping off Violet. Unable to really find safety in this one. They're rolling forwards. They are getting a couple of pickoffs from it, but no one is really dealing with Leave. This guy, when left to his own devices, of course, is going to be able to secure them 2 kills, and that is ideal for Chengdu.
Yet they may have done enough. When you're running this rush defense, you really need all 6 players to stay alive. You're just trying to take time off the clock, of course, so it's not a disaster here for the Shock. But I think Leave should have been able to do enough to slowly now clean up the Shock players without their healing available. Leave gets it.
A whiff there from Glista, doesn't actually want to be committing this one. In fact, the ultimate's now from Jinmu. He is so far behind, and the Shock, they realize this, they push forwards. The sound barrier used, but Late Young now, it's going to be the free gravitic flux for him. Nothing to stop that one. And the ultimate's coming online. The Shock get nothing from it.
That is amazing positioning by Jinmu. That's what I'm saying. You know what the pathing of the Shock is going to be. They're always going to try and speed.
No follow-up for the Earth Shadow itself. Chengdu Hunters, they've got a lot of damage as well. His shield has been destroyed instantly. Choi with the bomb in the back. It clears out that supercharger and it takes out Nisha, but they are losing players. Leave is the one who needs to go down if the Shock are to have a hope in hell of trying to close this one. And instead, they cut the corners, the angles out. Jinmu's taken out from the high ground, and now they can start to pressure the point. Chengdu Hunters, they're losing this battle ever so slowly here. The tanks are just so weak. They don't have the heals when it's just Farway supplementing them. They're just going to be playing into the corner.
Yeah, it's the bomb on Nisha that turns everything around. Without the Batiste, despite the good positioning and the excellent damage output of Hunters, they can't finish the fight. Super's playing on the very edge of his life there. Jinmu's popped his tag visor as well. This is just desperation. There's a minute left. Chengdu, in theory, should have won that team fight, but the death...
Nero, no.
The Sim Shield, it was in the way.
Yeah, and indeed, on top of that, it's going to be that immortality field. Violet ends up taking out Nisha, only 20 seconds left. And Chengdu's comp, it's slow.
It really is. Gaga's getting close to a supercharger, but how do you make this one work? They're just going to wait for Nisha to come off the spawn, I think. 10 seconds left. And the Blizzard already committed.
That's Late Young caught up into the corner. The heel splitting up as well. The Transcendence, he gets nothing. Still Super will fall and Leave. He's still active. What can the MVP do in these final moments? It's everything on the line. A quick dodge with the ice block. Nero just trying to win out this fight for the rest of his team. The overtime is ticking, but the Chengdu Hunters, they got nothing left in the tank. They're going to be stopped just short of checkpoint A, and the Shock are going to close out the series, progressing through and denying out the reverse sweep.
Incredible relief on the face of FD God there. The last 2 games for the Shock in these playoffs have gone to 5 maps. And in both scenarios, the Shock have made good in the final hour. They fend off the reverse sweep. And an incredible attempt it was from Chengdu.